Hey, hey, hey. Welcome to day 29 of Reflect and Respond. It is April 14th, 2020. Today I'm going to reflect and respond on the life and my relationship with Joe O'Connor. Joe passed away yesterday from COVID 19. I'm told his wife Holly was able to talk with him and say her goodbyes as a healthcare worker, held the phone to Joe's ear. Um, I first met Joe in, I think it was 1990 or 1991, and he was a tall, lanky Irishman with, this Brooklyn brogue, and he was wearing his then signature army jacket from when he had served, and we had uh, become acquainted and had a number of things that we shared. One was we were both quarter milers in high school, in the high school track team, and I think he loved the fact that I was a high school quarterback nearly as much as I loved the fact that I was a high school quarterback. And we would share stories about the Catholic education system upbringing and the influence that has on our life. And um, he was always so supportive of everything and of everybody. And I was on a call this morning, and one of our mutual friends, Becky Joe, described him, how he would cross his legs at the knees and he would lean in and just look at you. And there was absolutely no question in anyone's mind that not only were you the only person in the room, you were the only person on the face of the earth. And that's a kind of intent and mindfulness that Joe brought to his conversations. And he's always just so supportive. Uh, One of I'd written a piece back in 2014, and it was about it's called Slathered, and it was about my cholesterol getting out of control and how much I loved butter. And Joe commented on that piece that bread and butter is my favorite food. And then he went on to say that the following week he was scheduled for a bypass surgery because of arterial blockage. And then he said, and I feel fine. Ain't life a bitch in high heels? And that's a line that I just love from Joe. Ain't life a bitch in high heels? He was very supportive of, when he wasn't there, but when he heard that I had written and recited one of my poems down in Midtown, he was just very enthusiastic and encouraged me. And I'd written a piece about a military funeral, and again, he was, although I pointed out my less than professional uh, degree of comportment and how I handled myself, uh, he celebrated the authenticity of my experience that I brought, and that is really the what I will miss most about Joe is that it didn't matter about the end effect or the end result. What mattered was the effort that you put into it. And so, along those lines, I'd like to perform a piece that taught myself, or tried to teach myself this morning on the harmonica, which I just picked up about 2.5 weeks ago. This is for you, Joe, with much love. Love you, Joe.